So right now, I'm going to show you the #1 reason why entrepreneurs, coaches fail and how to fix it immediately. So if you're a beginning coach and you don't have any clients and you're like, oh my gosh, like, why am I not getting clients? Or if you're a more advanced coach and you're like, God, I've been doing this a while, I post on content continuously online and it's not giving me the traction that I'm looking for. I can't get my follower account to grow. How do I do that? My name is Peter Feza and I'm a coach. I've been the trainer of coaches since 2005 and I teach this in my seminars and workshops. And now I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know in order to fix this problem. And here is the solution. The #1 reason why entrepreneurs, coaches fail is because nobody knows who you are. As a matter of fact, 4 out of 5 coaches within the first 5 years fail. And the ones that do survive may struggle continuously and they don't know how to get to the next level. So I'm going to teach you how to get attention. I'm going to teach you how to get seen. And not only that, but also how to convert that into coaching clients. I've had over 8,000 one-on-one hours as a professional coach. And when I first started, I had nothing. I had no attention. I had no clients. You know, when I first started coaching, I wanted to change the world. Right? I overcame a lifetime of painful anxiety and I'm like, I found the key to life. And I realized that getting clients is really freaking hard. You know, I was posting every single day. I wasn't getting anything. I went to a networking group, was there for 6 months. I got 1 client. I was there for a year. I only had 3 clients. And that's not enough to survive, right? I was desperate. I could barely make rent. My girlfriend at the time was getting so frustrated with me. She wanted to kick me out. Bless her soul, I'm not with her anymore. My cat, Bob, wouldn't let me pet him because I was giving him crappy food that he didn't love. Like, bad. I was desperate. And I remember everything changed for me. One night, when I was in my computer and I was looking online and I saw this video of this coach and he was giving these lessons and I'm like watching it in the dark, almost crying. And he had like Forbes Inc. Entrepreneur, you know, he was on. I'm like, that bastard. I was like, I want to do that, right? I was kind of envious. And he gave me one piece of advice that I'll never forget. It changed my life. He eventually became my coach, and now he's a friend of mine, Mark Lack. He gave me this advice that changed everything. He said, when it comes to success, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? And I'm like, right. And he goes, wrong. And I'm like, huh? And he goes, it's who knows you. And I was like, whoa. And he said, think about it, Gary Vee. You know, if you don't know who Gary Vee is, he's a very successful entrepreneur. Go check him out on Instagram. He has millions of followers, makes a lot of money. He's a great guy. And he says this, how many people do you think Gary Vee knows personally? 500? Maybe 1,000? Maybe? But how many people know Gary Vee? Millions and millions of people. And he said, that's it. And just like Gary Vee says, he says all that attention from all of those people, he can point it like a Death Star ray to whatever he's promoting, whether it's his wine or it's his sneakers, whatever it is. And he said, that is the key to success. He said, your income is directly proportional to how many people know, like, and trust you. And people are 400% more likely to do business with you when they trust you. So right now, I'm going to show you something that you've probably seen before. And if you haven't, this is it. This is the know, like, and trust funnel, okay? So know, like, and trust. And so Mark, that guy on the video, he said, how many people do you think know your business right now? He said, let's just say it's 1,000. And I was like, okay. Given all of the followers that I had or my friends on Facebook, the people in my networking group, he was like, okay, great. He said, out of those 1,000 people who know you and know your coaching business, he said, out of all those 1,000 people who know you, there's going to be about 100 people who like you. He said, as much as you like to control how many people like you, you can't. So let's just say out of 1,000 people, 100 like you, and out of those 100, 10 people trust you. They actually trust that you can solve their problem and in turn pay you. These 1,000 people enter the top, and right here, they come out and you have 10 people who buy your products at 1,000. He said, let's just say you don't change anything about your products or services at all, nothing at all. You just simply increase the amount of people who knew your business from, let's say, 1,000 to 1,000,000. So now you have a million people who now know you, not changing anything. Know, like, and trust. Know, like, and trust. You now have 100,000 people who like you, and out of those 100,000, you have about 10,000 people who trust you. see you as the solution to their problem, and in turn pay you. And at the bottom, you have a lot more money. Does that make sense? And I was like, that makes sense, right? I could see that. The number one reason why entrepreneurs fail is because nobody knows who you are. He said, if you simply increase the amount of people who know your business, your income will grow exponentially. But he says, I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to see your word for it. I want you to run a little experiment and see for yourself. And I'm like, okay. He said, trust me. I'm like, all right. And the instructions were really simple. He said, just put a little bit of money on a post of yours, right? Just any post that you've put out for your business. Like this. This is one of my posts. It's like how to discover your purpose. I was a life coach. And he said, all you have to do is put money on it, or what we like to call is boosting. In the lower right-hand corner, typically you have like a little button that says boost. Just to show you what boosting is. So on your Facebook page, your business Facebook page, takes minutes to set up if you don't already have one for your coaching business. This is a standard post. So this is one of my posts. And it right here in the lower right-hand corner, it says boost. So you press this boost button and Facebook will take your credit card information and they will literally show your video to people and anybody you really like. And it's pay to play. You put a little bit of money on it and that's it. So when I originally posted this video, it got 300 views, which for me at the time was like, oh my God, 300 people, that's a lot. Look at this. I put $10 on this little simple post and it reached 37,000 people. And when I saw that, I was like, what? I literally I felt like I had this superpower. Within a couple days, it went from 300 to 37,000. And I was like, holy crap. But I didn't want to stop there. I'm like, I got a little greedy. I'm like, well, that was for like $10. Let me see if I could put $90 on that. So if I put like $100 on this thing, like how many people can I get? Watch. So I put another 90 on it and it went from 37,000 people to 203,000 people reached, okay? And out of the 203,000 people, 71,000 people actually stayed to watch the whole thing. Now, look at this picture. This is a picture of 100,000 people, just to give you perspective. Now, watch this. 203,000 people is double that, okay? So imagine each of these people had a cell phone and they had my silly face popping up on their screen, okay? Massively cheap attention. Here's the best part. Out of all those people who watched my video, I had 9 people messaging me, asking me to coach with them. I didn't reach out to them, they reached out to me. Are you getting this? Are you picking up what I'm laying down right now? So again, just to show you, I had 300 people who watched my video, and I didn't get any sales out of those 300 people. I simply increased the amount of people who knew my business from 300 to 203,000 people. And at the bottom, I had 9 potential clients asking me for my coaching. I didn't change anything. I just changed the amount of people who saw my video. And when this happened, I was like, oh my God, I'm onto something. Like that guy was right. And the reason why is this. Look at this. Have you ever heard of the 3% rule? Now the 3% rule means that any one time, there's 30% of the people who see your product, they're not interested. They know they're not interested. No matter what you say, they're not going to buy. The second part is that there's 30% of the people who think they're not interested. They're swayable, but then there's 30% who they're not thinking about it, but they could be interested. And there's 6 to 7% who are open to it. But the magic is at the top. The 3% who are ready to buy right now. They are experiencing that problem that you're solving right at this moment. You're right in front of them at that magic moment and they're ready to buy. Now that is why I had 9 people who were asking me about my coaching. Now, by the way, none of those people were actually qualified to coach with me, so they didn't buy my services, but who cares? I was like, I didn't care. I realized in that moment that the number one reason that I was failing as a coach wasn't because I was a bad coach, wasn't because I was not qualified to coach, or I was inexperienced. It was simply because nobody knew who I was. If you simply increase the amount of people who know your business, didn't change anything at all, your income will grow exponentially. Now here's a clip by Gary Vee, okay? Now just to give you a little context, Gary Vee speaks all around the world. He's like this world-renowned speaker, and he's in front of this huge conference. And this is the very first thing that he says when he walks on stage. He thinks it's so incredibly important that it's the very first thing out of his mouth. This is a 47-second clip. Watch.
Before I give you my background, I want to set this up immediately, which is the following. No matter what you do in this room, no matter what business you come from, no matter what position you hold within that organization, whether you're a solo entrepreneur or work at a big organization, there's only one thing that bounds us all together in this room. The number one thing from a business perspective that ties all of us together in this room is quite simple. At the end of the day, before you tell me how great your SaaS product is, or your service, or how delicious your wine is, or how great you are if you're building your brand, no matter what, before you get a chance to tell me how great you are, or it is, or that is, you need somebody's attention.
My number one religion is attention. Attention is the new currency. Attention is the single most important asset. Are you getting this? Let this sink in. Let it pierce your soul, because it is that important. Now, just to nail this home, I'm going to show you another 12 seconds of Gary Vee, okay? 12 seconds, watch.
Like, how do I get people to understand how big of a deal this is? Like, nothing is more valuable than attention. It's the only, I literally value attention equal to oxygen.
I value attention equal to oxygen. Equal to oxygen. The number one thing that you have to understand about your business is that you have a certain amount of value, and then you need to get attention. But how do you get attention? Like, you might be saying, okay, Peter, like, I get it, I need to get attention, but how do I get it? Let me show you. I realized that the biggest mistake that I was making as a beginning coach was that I was going organic. Now, most coaches are going organic. We post online, we post on social media. I see people posting every single day on their account, organically is what they call it. And they got like 900 people who are following them, and maybe like 100 views on their videos, 500 views on their videos. And I guarantee you they're not getting a whole lot of clients. And going organic, or SEO back in the old days, is like going out of business, okay? There's 3 ways that you can get traffic, which means 3 ways to get attention. The worst way is to go organic. This is just like posting on social media, right? The second best way is like to have partnerships, where you agree to like, the people, the influencers, they have a big list and they agree to have your services on their email accounts. Good luck with that as a beginning coach, right? I didn't know how to do that. But the best way, number one way, you don't have to wait for anything, it's instant attention, is to simply, number one, buy it. You buy it from Facebook, you buy it from Instagram, you buy it from LinkedIn or YouTube. So look at this. This was my very, very best post that I've ever posted, was 1,300 views. 0 clients, okay? Good post, 0 clients. My paid boosted traffic got 203,000 people that were in front of this post, and 71,000 people actually watched it. So which one do you think wins? The 71,000 views obviously wins. And the reason why it wins is because I had 9 people reaching out to me. I wasn't going to them. This is a tugboat strategy, where your tugboat like struggling to pull these big ships. This is the lighthouse approach, where you're a lighthouse. The ships come to you, you don't come to them, okay? And the reason why this is so incredibly valuable, and this is something I want you to understand for your business, is that these social media channels are businesses, just like ours. And it's pay to play. You pay for the attention. They will gladly show your videos and your face and your business in front of as many people as you want if you pay them. And it's so cheap. Check this out. Look at 203,000 people looking at your business for $99. Now you might be thinking, oh, okay, Peter, $99 is a lot. If you just got one person out of 99 bucks, let's just say, how much would that be for your coaching? And I understand the fear because you're unsure. But remember, the people that risk, and it's not really a risk, it's a calculated risk, are the ones who profit. Now, let me show you how easy it is to get attention. This is my finger, and my finger, just to show you how easy it is, got 103,000 views, okay? I just put like a little face on it, like this. I put a little face on it, and I filmed like a little 6-second video on my iPhone. I made him his own little Facebook page. I called him Johnny the Motivator. I put 99 bucks on it, and it got 139,000 people reached and 106,000 views for my one little finger. They had a bunch of people who were looking at my finger going, what the F? Like, I'm looking at my little finger. I just wanted to prove a point. I'm weird, okay? Yes, we know this. My point is that the reason why I did this is just to show you and demonstrate how easy it is and that anybody can do it. If my finger, Johnny the Motivator, can do it, you can do it for your business. The last thing that my mentor really taught me, drove home, is this. He says, Peter, if you can't turn on your business, like turning on a faucet, then you don't have a business. And what that means is that if you can't predict the amount of people, going into your funnel, then you can't predict the amount of money that you make. You want a predictable, certain, and secure way to be able to generate business. And when you're posting organically online and you're not controlling the amount of attention that you get, you're going to struggle as a coach. And I've done it for years, and you don't have to. So get attention, spread your message, right? And get people's eyeballs on what you offer. Now here's the deal. I know that this is a lot. It's a lot to take in. And I applaud you for still being here and at least understanding the information. But as I always say, information is simply not enough. You need to take action on this information. But if you're a beginning coach, you might be like, oh my God, this is overwhelming. What do I do? Of course you don't know what to do. If you're looking for somebody to hold you to the fire and to hold your hand through each of these little modules step by step, so you can put this all together, take action, and start really getting attention for your coaching business where you start to thrive, I invite you to my 90-day Client Right Now Challenge, where we hold you to the fire, we give you the system, I take you by the hand, and we get you coaching clients and attention. If you're interested, I have a little button below. It's a little thing. It says schedule your free business breakthrough call with me. We hop on the phone. We see if it's a good fit. If it's not a fit, that's great. We get to be friends. And I share with you my strategy on how to get clients. It's called the push button method. So either way, when you leave our conversation, whether you work with me or not, you have a strategy and a map and a plan moving forward because I want to support you because I believe in what you're doing. I had a gal who was on the phone with me. She didn't purchase my coaching, and she got 1 new client within the first 2 weeks and like 3 on the way. And I was like, oh, that's great. People who coach with me have a significant increase in clients, and they have a map, and it dramatically exponentially grows their business. Okay? Whether that works for you or not, thank you so much for being here with me today. It's always a pleasure. Somebody out there is depending on you, their life, on learning these skills. So don't delay. Take action now. Remember to spread your message and change the world. I'll see you next time.